Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Big Blue. And I don't mean the team that gets whipped by the Ohio State University every fall. Redouble. What is it? How do we use it? I'm going to try and demystify this card and give you some simple rules. The Redouble card should be thought of as a vote for defense. In almost all its applications, what it's going to be saying is, partner, I think it might be right to defend this hand rather than declaring it. Why would we be saying that? Normally we would have a lot of high card points and not a great fit for partner. Those are the ideal times to be defending rather than declaring the hand. And we've got to keep defending the hand as an option. Otherwise the opponents can just run roughshod over us and we have no way to issue them a speeding ticket. So think of the blue card with the two X's on it as, partner, I have a good hand. I don't have a great fit with you. We should definitely keep in mind the option to just penalize whatever they want to run to. Okay, so I've got two example hands that came up in last night's action. First of all, what I want to do is show you the two hands on something called Bridge Composer. So what I've got here is the first hand, and I want you to pay some attention to what's known as the making contracts are seen here at the bottom of the screen, and a concept called par. So on this layout of 52 cards, par is 130 points for East-West. Okay, East-West can't do any better than that. And North-South can't do any worse, right? East-West can make 4 diamonds. They can't make any games. There's not a game bonus available. They can only make 2 no trumps, so that's 120. So par would be 130 for East-West. Now you'll also notice that North-South can't make any contracts, and they're vulnerable. So as soon as North-South offers to get into the auction, East-West has the option to just double them. And if they're at the 1 level, we can beat them 1. If they're at the 2 level, we can beat them 2. And the way the penalty schedule works when they're vulnerable is we get 200 for the first doubled under trick, which beats anything we can make our way. So in theory, if North-South gets into this auction, East-West needs a way to say, whoa, wait a second, we can do better than anything we can do on offense by just doubling them. Okay, we're just going to double whatever they want to run to. So if North-South were to say get into the auction via a takeout double, the way one of East or West would express their desire to penalize the eventual North-South run out is Big Blue. Okay, and let's take a look at this second deal. Let's make it a big screen. Okay, here's the second deal that popped up last night, and similarly, this time it would be East-West that might get in trouble. So par this time is only 90 points. You'll notice that there's a big misfit on this deal, right? No one has an 8-card fit. All the fits are 7 and 6 cards. And what we would totally expect from that is that nobody can make much of anything. You'll notice the contracts that make at the bottom of the screen. North-South could make 1 no trump or 1 spade or 1 diamond. East-West can make a club or a heart, but nobody can make as many as 8 tricks. And it's completely predictable because the deal is a misfit deal. Nobody has a fit with their partner. When those are the ingredients, usually you want to be on the defending side of things when given an option. The redouble card allows us that option. And again here, since North-South can't make anything more than 90 on offense, the second the East-West wanted to get in the bidding above 1 heart, North-South just has the option to double them and beat them at least 100, which more than compensates for the 90, which is the best they can do on offense. Okay, so let's get into the examples, the actual examples from play last night. All right, so hand 1 is here, and it went pass, pass, 1 diamond by West, pass, 1 no trump by East. You know, this shows 6 to 10 points, no 4-card major, basically. At this point, South made a takeout double with 11 points and a singleton diamond, which is pretty reasonable. Personally, and this is something I've talked about before, I view it as much safer to just open the hand 1 club to begin with. And, you know, it's much harder for them to get you in trouble when you just open the bidding and are done with it versus coming in later in the auction when you're committing to more tricks after your opponents have had a chance to describe their hands constructively. So again, it's that theme. Okay, so what we have at this point, if you'll remember from our first slide from Bridge Composer, North-South can't do anything to get out of this mess if East-West just puts the handcuffs on. Okay, so we're going to see our first appearance of the redouble card here by West. And please, like, this is not a convention. This is just logic. Redouble by West says, oh no you don't. This is our hand. I have 16 points. I have a good defensive hand. You've said you have 6 to 10. I know that worst case scenario, we've got 55% of the deck. We probably don't have some big fit because you didn't bid hearts or spades and you chose to bid no trump rather than like raise diamonds to 2 or 3 diamonds. If you do have a big undisclosed diamond fit, you could always, you know, bid 2 diamonds next to let me know, look, this hand doesn't have any defense to it. But I'm going to wave the blue flag to say, I think they're in trouble. And this can be somewhat based on the form of scoring and based on the vulnerability. Like the fact that we're playing match points and North-South is vulnerable here makes it extra tempting, delicious, upside for East-West to just go for a 1-trick penalty here because, you know, they can't make a game their way. So if we can just get to 200 points, which is a 1-trick set of anything they would play at the 2 level, that's going to be a top board most likely for us. Okay, so that's what Redouble says. They're trying to steal from us. Don't let them talk you out of our equity in this deal. Okay, here are the next bids now. North would pass. Okay, everybody at the table knows that North is broke. West opened the bidding and redoubled. East showed value 6 to 10. South showed a takeout double, which should be something just shy of an opening hand. And like I said, I would have even opened the hand 1 club, but everybody at the table knows North is broke. So if North bids here, it's not showing any values. It's just, look, this is the least of evils, i.e. I've got a tiny bit of shape and a vote for this particular suit. North doesn't have that. I suppose maybe there could be some argument for bidding the 4-card heart suit, but with 4-3-3 here, I think pass is probably the call. Now here comes an important point too. If you're East at this point, you should be very happy with these developments. Note that North-South has, we talked about Hobson's choices in a video previously. North-South has no way out of this. There's no way out of a 0 for North-South if we handle it properly from here. Okay, we can pass here, and they have 2 options. Let us play 1 no trump redoubled with 24 high card points. That's not going to be good for them. Or they could run to 2 clubs, which isn't going to make. 2 diamonds, that's not going to make. 2 hearts, that's not going to make. 2 spades, that's not going to make. They have no options at this point that lead to anything other than a 0 on the board. Okay, you have to start things off right though by passing and letting themselves get into trouble. Remember, they have no good outs. If South passes at this point, we can make a no trump redoubled. If South wants to bid something, we can double them and beat whatever they want to bid. So, you know, here's how it would go from here on. South would probably bid his 5-card club suit. And let's talk about what our language means after the two club, what our bids means after the two clubs. Pass says, I don't have great defense against this contract, and I'm leaving it up to you to decide what to do. So when West passes here, which is the correct call, all that West is saying is, I told you about my diamond opening. I told you it was our deal and that we should think about defending. I don't have club length, so I'm going to leave it up to you to tell me if you're the one with the big club stack. Okay, North never wanted any piece of this auction. North's just sitting idly by to see how much of a dumpster fire this is going to be. And now, one thing that East cannot do is pass. Okay, East either has to concede that, oh, well, they found their club fit. I don't have any clubs. My partner doesn't have any clubs. It's time to bid something like 2 diamonds, right? Or North can double to say, they have run to one of my longer suits, all right? And it's just, at this point, there's nothing to be done, right? We can pretty much defend this hand any way we want, and it's not going to be pretty for North-South. Let's confirm that by going to the show double dummy. Literally any card that West wants to lead against 2 clubs doubled is down 2. Okay, if we go back to our bridge composer, this is the hand right here, right? And you can see, you know, East-West can make a club. And there's no better spot for North-South. 2 clubs doubled for them is the least of evils right now, but it's minus 500. Even if East-West could make a game, which they can't, 500 would be more expensive than the 400 they were making in 3-no trump. Okay, but the important parts are we need that redouble card to say, whoa, 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 let's go into head hunting mode. Okay, I want you to picture that blue card with the 2 X's on it as waving a blue flag in front of partner to say, I strongly suspect that it's right to defend this hand. Whatever the context is. Actually, I'll give you one exception. You should be playing support redoubles. Okay, so if I open the bidding, my partner responds, and it goes double on my right, that is one spot where you should be playing conventional redoubles to say, I have 3 cards in your suit, partner. That's it. You don't need redouble to be fancy any other time than that. Okay, redouble in any other context should be, we should strongly consider defending. Okay, you don't have to even think of it as like, well, I got to memorize that it's 10 plus points, blah, blah. Don't worry about points. Just think about the logic of what's going on. And redouble means defense. Defense. Why do we like to play defense? We like to play defense because we have a lot of high card points and we don't have a fit. When we don't have a fit, they don't have a fit. When nobody has a fit, nobody takes any tricks. When nobody takes any tricks, we want to defend, not declare. Amen. Here's example number 2. And this is the second hand that I brought up on Bridge Composer. We'll go back to that in a second. Let me give you an auction. South opens a heart. And like it or not, what happened at the table was double by West. And I guess I could sort of understand that. It's certainly not the worst takeout double I've ever seen. You do have 4 cards in the unbid major. You do have something resembling an opening hand. You do have 3 quick tricks. Not in love with the Tripleton heart. Like normally we're supposed to be short in the suit they open. Not in love with the Doubleton club, but you know, if partner goes out of his way to bid clubs, hopefully ace and 1 will be enough for him here. Okay, so I have mixed thoughts about this double, but ignoring that for a second, this is what happened. And ignoring the fact that technically maybe you want to have 1 more jack for the call, what North chose to do at the table was redouble, which it's not too far out of line. It's I have a hand that is interested in defending and probably doesn't have a fit for you. I probably have enough hand that we should think that we can make the majority of the tricks on this deal. Okay, so that's not too far out of bounds. And now let's see how this plays out from here. East is just going to bid his longest suit, which is 2 clubs. And East should also kind of be shaking his head at this point, like, this deck sounds like it's got about 55 points in it or something. How in the world do I have 10 when there's an opening bid on my left and a redouble on my right, and partner made a takeout double? So something weird's going on, but I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to bid my 5-card suit. Okay. South can pass. And remember, this is like, you don't need to be anxious in this situation. You can just pass and see what partner wants to do. If partner wants to defend 2 clubs, that's fine. We have 2 tricks. They have a misfit. Partner has club length. That's fine. Don't get nervous in these situations and feel like you have to bid. Pass here is what's called a forcing pass. It's not partner's option to pass 2 clubs undoubled. She either has to bid something or she has to double them to indicate club length. Okay, and we go pass, pass, and North should be very, very happy to double. All right, and again, like, let's see what the different leads get us here. Everything but a spade is down 1. I think you would get some votes for just leading trump on this auction. This one kind of has 2 different, there's 2 different rules about leading trump, one that would lead you to one conclusion, one that would lead you to another. One of the ideas about leading trump is that you don't lead singleton trumps. On an auction like this, where we've got them outgunned high card point wise, sometimes that's the right lead anyway, okay? Because if we have the high cards, the way that the defense, or the way that our opponents are going to be scoring tricks, is by roughing things. How do we counteract them roughing things? We lead trumps every single time we get in. Okay, so that's one idea that would lean you away from the trump lead and toward the trump lead. You'll see here that, like, as long as we don't do something silly like lead our naked ace suit, we're going to beat them 1 for plus 100. Let's go back to our bridge composer thingy. Where is it? Here we go. And look at our making contracts thing at the bottom of the screen again. North-South can't make anything at the 2 level. Right, so as soon as they have gotten in there with a double of 1 heart, we can't make anything. Well, we can make 1 no trump for 90. They can't make anything above 1 heart doubled. So the idea is we just let them run to whatever they've got. We pass to indicate shortness in their suit. We double to indicate length in their suit. And we beat them 1 in 2 clubs doubled for 100. Which is better than anything we can get declaring the hand our way. Okay, so to wrap up here, think of the redouble as defense. When is it ideal to defend? When there's no fits and when we have the high cards. Remember that there's a correlation between our not having a fit and their not having a fit. Okay, it's just 2 sides of the same sphere, right? If we don't have a fit, they don't have a fit. When there's no fit, we tend to like to defend. Okay, so that's one idea. The second idea is get used to the concept of the best score available on a deal being by defending. Okay, it might be doubled, like in cases like these, or it might just be, you know, letting them play the hand and score as many tricks as they can. The goal of bridge isn't to declare the hand. It's to get the equity, either on offense or on defense, that we are entitled to. When our opponents step out of line, we need a way to issue them a speeding ticket to recover more equity via a penalty than we had by declaring the hand. Okay, we need a way to do that. Redouble is one of our main tools that let us recover that equity. Okay, so hope this helps demystify redouble. It's just a big old blue vote for defense, and this concept that, like, we can't penalty double them below 3 spades or whatever nursery rhyme that is. If that's in your head right now, crumple it up, get rid of it. Bridge is about logic. It's not about nursery rhymes. I've shown you 2 deals that were misfit deals. That's a strong correlation where these things are going to be true, where nobody can make anything at the 2 level. If nobody can make anything at the 2 level, it doesn't make sense for us to outbid them. We just need to double them. Okay. It doesn't matter that it's not a game. It doesn't matter that it's below 3 spades, blah, blah, blah. Nursery rhyme, garbage. Double them, recover our equity. Redouble means defense. Redouble means defense. Redouble means defense. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this video.